here we are, now May 15th, 2009, and what's the next step? Here comes Revlimid. Revlimid is another nasty shit treatment. As you're probably noticing, I'm getting tired of having to bounce back and forth. I think in 5 months of treatment, I've tried now 3 different treatments. I find it very difficult to accept that damn cancer is as stubborn as I am. Obviously it is. You told me that if when you're young, when you have cancer, the cancer is young. When you're healthy, your cancer is healthy. Well, and I have 3 things here. So I'm young, I'm healthy, was healthy, and stubborn. So guess how is my cancer? The next treatment here, Revlimid, is, like I was explaining in the last video, is a small cousin of thalidomide. So what they did, they basically took thalidomide and said, okay, what all the bad shit it did, I'm going to try to improve on that. And instead of having side effects, whatever, we try to correct them. What they have, but they created some others. So next week, I'll be back on leaves. Because I was off because of Velcade, but gave me neuropathy, couldn't walk. So now I'll be able to walk, but going to the bathroom will be a little bit more difficult, if you know what I mean. But because of also that, it's a little less toxic on neuropathy. So that part of it will take probably 3, 6, 12 months to come back. And then I'll be able to be in shape again. The idea here is to bring the cancer to a remission, to bring me to a remission, meaning cancer-free, for a stem cell to be collected so it can be frozen. And that will be frozen for an underdetermined amount of time. Meaning that as long as once it's collected and it's frozen, it stays there. Now we have Plan B, cancer-free, in a freezer. So now we can, at remission, treat with maintenance treatment for as long as it takes. I can be in remission for a year, 5 years, for 10 years, who knows, 10, 15 years. A lot of people have had more success on treatments right now than they've had 5 years ago. So there's at least that, but I must respond. I must bring it down to 0 in order for them to collect my stem cells. Thalidomide didn't do it. Dexamethasone high steroids didn't do it by itself. Velcade did not do it in 12 weeks, 16 treatments. So now they're hoping that Revlimid will do it. Revlimid, I'll be receiving probably by tomorrow or the day after. It's a 21-day treatment and a 7-day rest period. 21 days, 1 pill every day for 21 days costs $500 per day. It's a $10,000 treatment. Could you imagine? I'm lucky with insurance benefits that I have at the shop. That the Sun Life Insurance pays for 80% of that pill, which left me on the hook for 20%. So it took about a week and a half to get a response from Sun Life because this treatment is approved in Canada, in Quebec, but it is not approved for payment. You must pay for it or find a way to pay for it. In Quebec, because we have 2 systems. We have the government system, and then we have a private insurance system. If it hadn't worked with the private insurance, I would have been screwed. I would have had to ask the government to try to cover me, which they won't, because you cannot be covered at 2 places. I would have asked to become an exceptional patient, or a patient of exception, meaning that I've had 2 treatments that failed before, and I really need it. And put the pressure on Sun Life Insurance to pay for it, otherwise I'll die. And you'll have to pay life insurance. Or me out of work for 2 or 3 years, having to pay me, invalidity, or what they call, sickness insurance. So choose which one costs the most. So obviously, Sun Life pays for 80% of it. In good news, 2 weeks later, I found out that Revlimid, the people making the medication, will cover the other 20%. So all these treatments will come at no charge to me. When the Americans talk about, having such a great system, how can you have a better system than free? It's free. Maybe a little longer. They take a little longer, but it's free. I just can't imagine having to pay just even the 20% of $2,000 a month. I may be able to afford it, unlike a lot of people can't. But what the hell? How long does it take for you to drain yourself financially until you come up with saying that's enough? And imagine having to pay $10,000 a month? No, I can't. So the good news is it's paid for. So now, as of Sunday, I will be trying a new treatment again. With all the friends that went with it, all the little balls here. They seem to like going along with treatments, so I never cancel throw away any pills until I go to the next treatment. I'm trying to be hopeful here. I'm realistic here. That, being stubborn like I am and being stubborn like this cancer seems to be, it's not going to be as stubborn as I am, that I can guarantee you. But it's getting to wear thin on not my patience, but my assurance or my confidence of, can I beat this thing? Well, I'm going to have to start pretty damn soon. I wish the next treatment that we were talking about in 4 weeks from now, I will be going for the blood test, and I'm waiting for to see that damn thing going down. Not being the same, but going down. I don't care if it's going down slowly, as long as it's going down every time I take a blood sample. And right now, we have not a chance. It's going down, back up, down. That's not gotten worse. That's a good thing about it. But it's not going down where we want. We want it at 0. It's at 26 or 27 right now. So it's the next hope here. I'm hoping that, they say that April is the month of the cancer, month of hope. I'm hoping that this next treatment will do the job. Because, we can collect that stem cell as fast as possible so that I can start focusing on what's next in my life. Because until I have some kind of a reassurance that this cancer is being beaten, or we're beating it, or we're winning at it, you can just imagine that my life is on hold. Even though if I know that it's just a matter of time, but you can imagine that I cannot responsibly be planning great things here or grand things until I have some kind of a certainty. Let's call it an enlightened decision, an intelligent decision. If I was to get into something right now and not being able to finish it, I will just leave that burden to the people around me, which is not what I want. I want to die falling off the scaffolds. I don't want to die sitting at home waiting for it. But I may not, but I will never leave a burden to my family having to finish off something that I started that they may not have any interest in. If I leave this world, I will make sure that they have all of the things that I've thought about that they need, that they are in good hands. I will not sort of destroy that future for them either. So in the next video, I will discuss a little bit more about this here, how it's working between my ears, because that's where we seem to be battling it right now, not physically. but mentally. Stay tuned. The next one could be interesting.
I pray you'll be alright and watch us where